My father found out about her not the way I imagined, not calmly, not gently, just suddenly, unexpectedly, like truth broke in without knocking, and everything changed in seconds because secrets feel safe until they're seen, until they're spoken out loud, and mine was never ready to face the world like this. I remember that moment clearly, too clearly, to forget his voice from the other room, calling my name, not loudly, but firmly, seriously, and something inside me knew this isn't normal, not today, because tone matters more than words, and his tone felt different, heavy, unusual, like he knows something I haven't said, and I walked slowly, trying to act normal, trying to breathe, but my heart was faster than my steps, than my thoughts, because when truth gets close, your body reacts before your mind. And I stood there in front of him, waiting quietly for what comes next, for what he says. And he looked at me deeply, not angry, not yet, but serious, very serious. And he asked one question, simple but dangerous. Who is she? And everything inside me paused, not just my breath, my thoughts too, because that question means everything. It means he knows enough, not everything, but enough to ask directly, to face me, and I didn't answer immediately, not because I can't, but because I don't know how to say it right, how to explain something so real in just a few words, without breaking it, without losing it, right there, and silence filled the space between us, heavy, not comfortable, not easy, just waiting for truth. And I tried to think of something safe, something small, something that hides the reality, but lies feel weak. In moments like this, they fall apart too quickly, and he repeated the question slightly slower, more direct. Who is she? And I knew there's no escape, no delay, no avoiding, just truth standing there. And I said carefully, she's someone important, not everything, but not nothing, just enough to respond. And he didn't react immediately, just watched me quietly, like he's reading more than words, like he sees beyond answers, because fathers notice things more than we think, more than we want. And he asked again another question, how long? And that question cut deeper, because time makes things real, makes them serious, makes them undeniable. And I answered, honestly, for a while, not exact, but true. And he leaned back slightly, not relaxed, just thinking, because this isn't small, not for him, not for our world, not for reality. And I could feel that pressure from expectations, from norms, from everything around us, because this isn't just about me or her or feelings. It's about family, about image, about what people say, what they think, and that matters to him more than feelings sometimes. And I understand that even if it hurts, even if it conflicts, because he lived a different life, different rules, different beliefs, and I stood there between both, between his world and mine, between what's right and what feels right. And that difference is hard, very hard to balance. And he looked at me again, this time deeper, more intense. Do you think this is right? And that question stayed not just in air, but inside me, because right and wrong are complicated, not always clear, not always simple, especially when feelings are involved. And I didn't answer quickly because I'm not sure completely, not about society, not about norms, but about my feelings. I am. And that's the conflict, that's the problem, because feelings don't follow rules, they don't ask for permission, they just exist strongly. And I said, slowly, I feel something real, not defensive, not aggressive, just honest, just simple. And he sighed quietly, like he expected something like this. And maybe he did, deep inside, because parents know before we speak, before we admit, before we accept. And he said something important. This won't be easy. Not shouting, not warning, just truth from his side. And I nodded, because I know nothing about this is easy. Not now, not later. And I stood there, realizing that this moment changed everything, not just outside, but inside, because now it's real, not hidden, not secret anymore, not safe. And I don't know what happens next, not fully, not yet, but I know one thing, that nothing stays the same after truth is spoken. Like this, after truth was spoken, silence stayed, not peaceful silence, but heavy, like something changed between us. And I could feel that distance, not physical, but emotional, because now he knows enough, not everything, but enough to question more, to think deeper. And he looked at me again, this time different, more concerned, not just as father, but as protector, because in his mind, this is risk, not love, not feeling, but something uncertain, something dangerous. And he said slowly, very clearly, you don't understand this yet. And I felt that immediately, because maybe he's right, partly, but not completely, not fully, because what I feel is real, even if complicated, even if messy. And I replied calmly, maybe I don't, but I feel something strong. And he shook his head slightly, not agreeing, not accepting, just struggling to process, because this isn't easy for him, not in this world, not in our home. And he stood up slowly, walking a few steps, thinking, like he's trying to find words. that don't hurt but still warn, and he turned back towards me. This will bring problems. Simple words, big weight, because problems don't come alone. They bring pressure, they bring judgment from family, from people, from society around us. And I know that already. I've thought about it many times, late nights, alone, questioning everything, doubting myself. But every time I come back to the same feeling, the same truth, that she matters to me more than fear, more than pressure. And I said softly, I know it's hard, but it's real for me. And that line stayed between us strong because reality hits differently when spoken like that, when honest. And he looked at me longer, trying to understand what changed, what made me feel like this. Because this isn't just attraction, not temporary, not shallow. It's something deeper, something lasting. And he can see that even if he doesn't accept it. And he asked one last thing, are you serious about her? And this question was different, not about society, not about people, but about me, my intention, my truth, my decision. And I didn't hesitate this time because clarity matters. Now, yes, I am. Simple answer, full meaning, and I meant it completely. No doubt, no confusion, just truth standing there. And he closed his eyes for a second, like accepting something hard, not agreeing, but understanding that this is real. For me, not a phase, not a mistake. And that changes everything because when something is real, you can't ignore it easily. And he sighed again. This path is difficult, not stopping me, but warning me like a father should, like someone who cares. And I felt that clearly, not anger, but concern, not rejection, but fear. Fear for me, for my future, for everything that could happen. And I stepped closer, slowly, not defensive, not distant, just honest, just open. I'm not rushing anything. I just don't want to lose her. And those words felt heavy because losing something real hurts more than facing challenges together. And he stayed silent for a moment, thinking deeply about everything. And I realized something important. This isn't just my decision, it affects him, our family, our world around us. And that's why it's complicated. Not because it's wrong, but because it's different, and different things face resistance, always, everywhere. And he looked at me one last time. Take your time. Don't make quick decisions. Think about everything. And I nodded respectfully because he's not wrong at all. He just sees another side, another reality I can't ignore. And I walked away slowly, not defeated, but thoughtful, because this isn't over, not even close, not yet. This is just the beginning of something bigger, something real. And I sat alone later, thinking about everything. Again, her, him, my feelings, my future, all mixed together, all heavy. But one thing stayed clear, that I won't ignore what I feel, not anymore, not now, even if it's hard, even if uncertain, because some things deserve effort, deserve courage, deserve honesty, and this feels like one. Some truths change everything in a moment, and some choices change your whole life.